just completely beautiful.
This is my friend Matthew Eng. He's the one who drew the spooky.
Why don't you interview Matthew for the podcast here? We are live on the internet. We are on the YouTube live streaming.
I'm pimping out your art.
Hi, everyone.
Here, sit down.
Here, you can have my chair.
Well, why would I interview him?
Because you know him.
Oh my god. Hi, Matt.
Hello, Sharon.
How's it going?
Going excellent.
So, you like comics, huh?
I love them.
Apparently, I'm the new interviewer. Corey's decided to take a break. If I ask stupid questions, please just remind me. Just ask me what you would like to ask him. Well, we met last year, correct?
Yep.
How did we meet?
I think you saw my Bob's Burgers cake shirt.
Yep.
And then we talked later at... Oh, because I was wearing it, I think, at this booth.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think you were, like, directly across from me at the time.
Something like that, yeah.
The charity booth was directly across from his table, and I saw his Bob's Burgers artwork, and he has a little... You do these little... I don't know what you call the series, but it's those little comics like the I Hate Retail, or what are they called?
Well, it's mini comics, and I do ones called like I Effing Love the Ramones, The Joys of Retail, which is very sarcastic.
what
There's nothing joyful about retail.
Retail. And then there's one that really caught my eye. It was called I Effing Love Halloween.
Yep.
Because you used to work in a Halloween store as well.
Yeah.
Which one?
Halloween Express.
Are they native only to Minnesota?
No, I don't know about that. I know the franchise I worked for was just to the Twin Cities, and actually ran into the owner, or the ex-owner from the franchise. He is no longer, he has sold that off, and he's moved on to bigger and better.
Right,
but,
as most do.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure he made quite a killing during that.
Retail is soul-sucking by Matthew Guy. Yeah, it is. I work as a supervisor for a thrift store, and it's probably I wouldn't say my least favorite job. My least favorite job was working in warehouse.
Ooh.
But
your least favorite job was crack whore.
Hey, we don't talk about that.
I was an assistant fluffer once.
Assistant crack whore.
Assistant to the crack whore.
Assistant to the crack whore.
Yeah.
Yes, I was the fluffer for the crack whore.
Yeah. You were the Dwight Schultz of Dwight Schrute.
But I used to work for Spirit Halloween, and Halloween Express and Spirit Halloween were competitors.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially.
Yep. Yeah.
Wherever Spirit Halloween would pop up, a Halloween Express would pop up pretty much around the corner.
Yep.
And I know that the ones that I worked at were franchise owned by I wouldn't say the original owners of Spirit Halloween. Spirit Halloween was later bought by Spencer's.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And they knew the original owner, who then sold the franchise to them after Spencer's had taken it over. Essentially, he's like, I'm going to sell it to Spencer's, but you guys get a little piece of it because you worked with me for like 25 years.
Right.
And so that little comic that you had was really appealing because you talked about Hellraiser and the little mask that you had saved up. He had saved all his money up for. It was a pinhead mask, and the thing with that was that it really annoyed my coworkers, that one in particular, that I sat there putting pins in the mask one whole shift. Oh yeah, no, it came with a packet of the very first licensed Hellraiser pinhead mask I remember had black. They weren't pins, they were just black pieces of plastic that were just, you had to sit there and jab them into the holes in the mask. I remember a conversation, I don't know if it was, I'm pretty sure it was with you. Didn't Walmart used to sell the box, the little puzzle box, and they had to recall it because it had phallic symbols on it?
Wow, that I'm not sure.
Yep, I had heard about that. I believe it was with someone else then. That we had a conversation about Walmart had an exact replica. I guess the owner of Walmart, or like someone really, really high up, had loved the movie and wanted the franchise to it.
Right.
And
get your omnibus for it?
He wanted to sell all the merchandise, so he had a replica made that he could sell at Walmart, and it actually included penises on, and there were a lot of complaints, and they had to recall it or something like that.
Yeah, I think the lesson there is when you're getting involved with something involving Clive Barker, there's going to be something sexual involved.
Clive Barker is amazing. He's made comics, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's been involved in a lot. He worked with Marvel like I want to say mid to late 90s, maybe early 2000s. He did comics with them, and then most recently he did a quote-unquote more official Hellraiser comic line where he co-authored it. And
didn't the author didn't he hate the term Pinhead?
Well, I guess the story goes that he was never referred to as that. He only got the name Pinhead from, I think, the crew members called him that.
Oh, on set,
yeah, I can't remember. I think he was either just lead Cenobite or King Cenobite or something like that in the credits. And then he became Pinhead later. I don't think they ever referred to him as that in the movies. But yeah, apparently Clive hates that. And so when he wrote the quote-unquote sequel to can't remember the name of the original novella, but the one that Hellraiser is based on. Yeah. There was he did the sequel like 2 or 3 years ago, and he said no, his name is, and I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't Pinhead.
There was a book he had released that actually said "My name is," and of course the subject is his name, and I don't actually remember his name.
Yeah.
But there was a book called "My Name Is," and then with his name on it. And Corey, it says that it froze.
Okay.
Hopefully it froze on right when I was doing this. Ooh, maybe I'll just do that when it comes back on, so people will think it froze. I'll be like...
Well, I think Patrick McAvoy says that it's frozen, but Matthew Guy says it's fine by him.
I'm gonna check.
Okay,
or maybe he means that it's frozen.
Oh, Patrick says it just came back. No, it's still working. Hi.
It's working.
Okay.
Okay, so we're talking about Pinhead and Hellraiser.
I thought maybe he just meant it's fine by him that it was still frozen. It's frozen, but fine.
So what comics do you enjoy by Clive Barker?
I've been going back and rereading some of the real weird, cheesier Pinhead comics he did. He actually did a mini-series. Well, I don't know how much involvement he had, but Marvel did a Pinhead comic book back, maybe early 90s, I want to say. And it was this crazy, Pinhead going through time. So, he went to the Wild West, then he went to,
Can you imagine
the
him
Mayan.
Going to an old brothel?
Well, and then he went back to the Mayans, and that was crazy. He was some crazy god back then.
Of course he would have been a god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was crazy. And I did like the new Hellraiser series, but then after a while it just kind of ran its course. It's I did like that they were dealing mainly with the Cenobites, and they had the 4 main Cenobites, and that was great.
So I know that you do the mini comics. Do you actually have you started a project comic, or do you just do the mini comics?
I just do the mini comics right now. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing sketch cards. I just do kind of various fun things like that. I right now, anything that I don't get paid a lot for, I want to have fun with, and that's what I'm having fun with.
And the sketch cards, those mini ones, are like $5.
Yep.
It's
just
fun.
little drawings. Yeah.
How much is the table here?
Table is absolutely free.
So the tables are free here at our convention here at SpringCon, but I think the guest tables, are they free as well?
Well, the dealer tables where they sell stuff may be charged. Did we freeze again?
No, Matthew Guy says you two can do a movie review podcast.
Nice.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I love movies.
Civil War was awesome.
I haven't seen it yet. La 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 la.
Oh, so when Tony Stark dies?
No, don't tell me.
Well, no, you can go to the bathroom. That's not what she was concerned about.
What?
The end of the Civil War, the South loses.
Oh, man.
The South loses. You hear that, everybody? Civil War, the South loses.
But Abraham Lincoln gets some sweet tech armor. He becomes Iron Abe. It's awesome.
Iron Abe.
It is sweet.
Although, there was... Going back to Clive Barker, there was recently a movie that I'd seen on Netflix, and I can't remember the name of it. It's about mutants that live in a cemetery.
Is it older?
It's older. It's from the 80s.
Underworld?
Underworld?
Something like that. I think it is. And it was the one he did. He did 2 movies, or 2 movies were made of his stories. before Hellraiser. Rawhead Rex, and I want to say it's called either Underworld or
It's something
or
like
something
that.
Society.
There's an underworld of mutants who have special abilities and Nightbreed. That's what it is. Thank you, Patrick.
Nightbreed. Yeah. Okay.
Nightbreed, and I was like, no, it doesn't. It's Underworld. There's no vampires.
Well, and I was trying to think because there was a really weird. I've never seen a weird one before.
Nightbreed was really good. I was expecting it to be complete trash. Honestly, I've only seen a couple of the Hellraiser movies, and to be honest, I'm not. I love horror movies, but I'm not a gore person, and so those movies don't really strike me as well. But Nightbreed was really awesome, and I actually ended up going and getting the books. That movie was based off of, and the books were really great.
And that was another comic book series.
Was it? I didn't know it was a comic book series.
Twice, yeah. Back in the, again, like late 80s, maybe early 90s, there was a Marvel series, and then just recently they redid it.
Who was the artist for Clive Barker's?
It, usually changes. I don't know that there were any...
Artist.
Yeah, I don't know that it was anyone that well known, but I'll probably be corrected.
Matthew says Marvel's Civil War was a fun movie. Oh, I think misspelling.
Oh, yeah.
Your hot aunt, May.
No, Hot Aunt May.
Hot Aunt May? Oh, I thought
Aunt
he said
May.
Got Aunt May. I'm like, you have a hot
No,
Aunt
no.
May? Hot Aunt May was looking too good in that movie. I give it 4.75 out of 5 stars rating.
Yeah.
Well,
now, this won't ruin anything for you, so don't worry. Don't stop.
Okay.
But, yeah, the funny thing is, and I'm sure you probably realize this, Matthew, and anyone else out there, but what's funny is, like, as I'm watching it and I see, Aunt May is played by, and I'm blanking on her name, Marissa Tomei. She was in a movie called The Wrestler with the same actor who played Whiplash in Iron Man 2.
Okay.
So there's all this weird, like, everyone knows her. So she's a stripper in the movie called The Wrestler, and she gets visited by, and I'm blanking on his name, but the actor who played Whiplash in Iron Man 2, he gets visited by him. She gets visited by him, and now in this new movie, she's making out, or at least flirting with Tony Stark, who fought Whiplash. Okay. So it all comes around.
Got it.
Now
so
we know
like,
why.
Get off my girl. That's basically what happened.
Yeah. He's like, move it, meathead.
Okay.
I have money. I have power.
He got better over time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been kind of dying down with the Marvel movies lately. To be honest, for me, a lot of the Marvel movies are becoming, they're losing their steam for me. Civil War I wasn't particularly looking forward to. I think all the hype kind of went towards Deadpool. For a lot of the fan base, a lot of the hype went to Deadpool. Civil War was apparent. We all knew it was coming out, but not a lot of my friends were talking about it. Now, my boyfriend was obsessed with Civil War. He loved the storyline, and he was super excited to see it. Unfortunately, the day that he went was not so great for him. He ended up getting sick, made it through maybe the trailers, and then had to go home. So he has to go back and see it, but he's been hyped to see this movie since he heard about it. But Civil War has not been like exciting. I haven't been looking forward to it. I'm excited for Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Well, and I'll say Civil War was a very pleasant surprise. I too was kind of like, like I'm kind of starting to hit superhero movie fatigue, but man, I got to say, probably one of the best ones they've done so far.
I will say this though, I was a little salty when I found out that they weren't bringing back the same guy that did Spider-Man in the new Spider-Man movie. I really enjoyed that actor. What was his name?
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. I thought he did a really good job. I don't know who they got for the new Spider-Man, if they even take his mask off at all.
Yeah, they do, and he's, I gotta say, he's really good. I did like both the first two iterations of the Spider-Man on screen. I like both Tobey Maguire and I like Garfield.
Tobey Maguire hit me like really raw at the end. I'm like,
but that wasn't his fault necessarily.
Yeah, it was more the writers.
The writers,
The writers.
emo Peter Parker's, but no, I like the first two, but this guy, and someone nailed it. I heard someone say that Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker. As Spider-Man, his voice wasn't, he wasn't quite what people thought. And some people thought Andrew Garfield was the other way. Like, he was great as Spider-Man, but
not
as
a
Peter
great Peter
Parker.
Parker.
And now this guy nails both.
Okay, yeah, because I really liked Andrew Garfield's humor. I think that it hit Spider-Man really well. Hi. I think that Andrew Garfield did Spider-Man really well. I liked the humor. I think it reminded me of the old 90s, like, animated cartoon.
You will love the new guy then.
Good, because I grew up on the 90s, you know, superhero cartoons and things like that. I did grow up, I will say this, I grew up on the old 80s X-Men animations.
Yep.
I have a bunch of the VHSs. Did you ever watch that growing up?
Well, I was going to say, see, this is the difference between our ages. I grew up on the, like, early 80s Spider-Man cartoons, which were much different, especially when he got Iceman and Firestar. And I got to say, Firestar, woo, hot. But for a cartoon character, when you're a 10-year-old boy watching cartoons.
Let's be real, there are still characters out there, you know, 30, 40 years old, where you're like, she's hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Data Bank says, damn, you're making me feel old now. And Matthew says, Holland was young Spidey, Spidey teen looking in the face. Yeah, he was teen looking in the face in Civil War.
Yeah, and that's the thing is he looks the part, he sounds the part, and what's great is, and I said this to someone the other day, it's like, I think the reason he's going to be great and is great so far is that when he's in the fight, which is fantastic by the way, the big fight scene with Spider-Man and all the rest, when he's doing all the banter, you get the idea that he's doing it mainly because he's nervous with this is his first big superhero fight. So he's nervous, so he's kind of talking to kind of like keep himself from freaking out.
Well, and that's
and it
the
makes more
humor
sense.
Thing from Spider-Man is that he's always been a really introverted guy. So I've always taken his humor, even in the comics, as being it's his defense mechanism. That's how he keeps himself calm, is by making witty banter. And
that, and I think too, you know, I've always had explained that it's how he throws off his enemies. He, you know, if he keeps talking and keeps them kind of
distracted.
Yeah, distracted, exactly. But you know, in this scene, it's perfect because you get the impression that he's talking everything through and he even says stuff out loud. He's like, "Oh, that's new. Okay, what's going on? Whoa!" And you know, finally, not to ruin it, but someone has a great line. One of the superheroes says, "Tony, did you know this kid was going to talk this much?" And he's like, "No, yeah, I know. That's something we got. You know." He like basically, he's like, we gotta talk to him about that."
Although Deadpool has a similar tactic, though it's because he's crazy.
Well, and I've
really
heard now, this is something I don't know as much about. I'm sure I'll be corrected, but I've heard that Deadpool is basically a
more mature.
Well, like basically taking Spider-Man, but kind of doing like either a spoof on him or doing another take on Spider-Man, where it's the red suited superhero who's quippy and always saying stuff and being funny, and
that's why a lot of artists they'll do Spider-Man X Deadpool, where like Deadpool's constantly flirting with Spider-Man and come here, Spidey, and it's because they're very similar, and Deadpool has taken a liking to Spider-Man. You know, those types of pairings I never really understood.
Well,
but
that reminds me back I think the first instance of this I ever remember was the science fiction stories with Spock and Kirk. Hearing about those, and I just thought to myself, hey, there's something for everyone out there. People want to get into that, but I will never be. I don't, and I guess the analog for me as a straight male would be like Uhura and like the nurse.
Uhura and
Nurse Chapel, it's like I don't need to.
I don't know who would you pair together in the Star Trek universe?
Or Star Wars.
Or Star Wars.
And you only have 3 women from the original trilogy, 3 women to choose from, so choose wisely.
And we're not talking just old original Star Trek. You can pick any universe. That's totally cool. Any universe.
Well, Ensign Rowe is one of them. Time
travel is now part of this whole play here.
Ensign Rowe is one. That is for sure. Ensign Rowe. She was in Next Generation. Yeah. Okay. She's played by an actress that I fancy quite a bit.
Who was Whoopi Goldberg? What was her character's name?
Oh, the character?
She was the fortune teller. Well, that's what I always get.
Yeah, she was like, she was the Yoda. She was Star Trek's Yoda. She's taller, more.
My experience with Star Trek was when I was growing up, my mom would put TV on to fall asleep. She would sleep out in the living room. She didn't really sleep in her
My
bedroom.
mom too. Yeah.
And so, us being kids, is it Guinan?
Oh, Guinan.
Guinan.
Yeah.
For okay, Data Banks is Guinan.
Yep.
And
Black
Yodi. All right. Good job, guys. So when I grew up, my mom would put TV on, and then, you know, as kids, we would follow her out into the living room. We'd sleep on the floor because we wanted to be near mom, and she would play Xena, the Warrior Princess, Hercules. I remember. Does anybody remember Jack of All Trades with Bruce Campbell?
Yep.
I just bought the box set recently.
Oh,
it was
wow.
at my thrift store. I was like, I have
Benefits to that job.
Cleopatra 2525, old school.
That's
Nobody remembers Cleopatra
that's another one I could easily fall asleep to, but simply so that my dreams would be fueled with. Oh yeah.
All right.
Any of them.
Anyway,
Okay.
so Star Trek Next Generation was one of the few shows that she would put on, and it was really late at night. So I would almost fall asleep halfway between some of those episodes, but I remember very specifically loving Next Generation. And I actually did not like the original Star Trek growing up. I hated it. It was cheesy, it was crappy. But as I grew older, started getting really into shows like MST3K and really started to enjoy the classics.
Yeah.
I ended up liking the original Star Trek more than I liked the Next Generation.
Yeah, I went through phases too. I went through a phase. Well, I mean, like, I remember phases, not phasers. I did like the original before Next Generation, and then Next Generation came out. I loved that. I stopped watching the classic, and now if someone were to press me, I'd say I like the classic more than I like Next Generation.
TNG got a lot of people into Star Trek. This is Data, and Matthew Guy says UPN shows.
Yep.
I still remember, I mean, Xena and Hercules were my mom's favorites for obvious reasons. Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, I was going to say
Kevin Sorbo.
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless. I mean, everybody loved Lucy Lawless, and let's be real, the lesbian tendencies between Xena and Gabrielle, those were always a favorite. So, is that a piccolo? Totally a piccolo. Oh my god. All right. Matthew has got to get back to his station. It was good talking with you, Matthew.
Pretty good to talk to you.
Do you have a website or anything you want to...
You stay here till we say you leave.
Well, I got to get him to tell his website.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Actually, I don't.
You don't?
Well, I have MENG-art at blogspot.com. Yep, so that's meng-art at blogspot.com. It's only outdated by 2 years now, so,
he's
still
keeping up with
within.
the times.
Yeah.
Like a cookie, Corey made him.
All right,
Chocolate
Data
chip.
says,
Thank
I'm
you.
guessing
Absolutely.
Voyager and 7
Who
of
has
9
anything?
got a lot of teens in the Trek. All right, thanks, guys. I really
Thanks, everyone.
appreciate it. We're going to let Corey and Joe take back over.
Yay.
It's wrap-up time. So, what was on the podcast?
Look at the cool stuff that you get at our booth. And wait, that's backwards. It's an early bird certificate package. It comes with Kubrick's of Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, and R2-D2. It's the kind of class you get at our charity.
I was on Facebook.
Well, we're
Great interview. Look how awesome we are.
good. See, I told you could do it.
All we wanted to do really is see Sharon's cleavage.
It was more that I needed a break. Who's the idiot who said, hey, I got an idea. Let's podcast for 8 hours? Who the hell did that?
I'm eating cookies.
And how are the cookies, Joe? How did I do this time?
The snickerdoodles, I told you this, are hard to compare because my mom made the best ever. And when you're going against mom,
You're gonna lose.
bacon was okay. Didn't really taste the bacon.
Yeah, people have told me I need to put more bacon in them next time.
Oh, chocolate chip. Oh, I'm telling you, pie man, chocolate chip guy.
And I'm learning. Jen has told me that my snickerdoodles aren't soft enough, so I'm going to have to read online how to make them soft. I thought that what you did...
Chocolate chip. Please do.
That's why they're here. You can have 1 or 2 or 5.
That was the cleavage girl with the tattoo.
But, no, I did it at FallCon because I wanted to... Yeah, I do a lot of cooking at the group home. I do a lot of cooking my own
Is that Big Barda and Yank?
We'll bring her up. Come on over.
Come on over.
We're podcasting. We're live. You see, we're video and everything.
What is podcasting?
Podcasting is like doing a radio show, except it's on the internet. You can download it and listen to it whenever you want. The internet is, you're Big Barda, right? Oh. And who are you?
Lady Six.
Oh, okay.
Wink.
Imagine Hemdahl seeing everything, except the stuff he sees is videos of cats and pictures of and everybody taking pictures of themselves. That's the internet.
I just learned how to do that.
See, there you go.
Fantastic.
And our podcast is free, so you can look at it.
Does Hemdahl watch a lot of cats?
Pretty much.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's true.
We almost had the exclusive. Almost.
But then again, Lady Sif, designed by Jack Kirby, used a very similar design, except Big Barda. Big Barda was
Also designed by Kirby.
more of a bodybuilder. Yeah, Sif could beat you up. Big Barda could kick your ass from here till Monday.
I'm good with either one.
There you go.
Thanks for stopping by.
I know my Kirby.
And I know.
But anyway, I did a lot of cooking at the group home, and I thought, I'll bring cookies. Because FallCon's a little smaller, a little this, a little that. And the cookies went over well, and the bacon went over really, really well. I made praline bacon and regular bacon. I did it again this time, but my brain was pudding this morning, so they're still in the fridge.
So what I did, my pudding brain today, as I'm, I didn't tell you the story of catching
Story time.
catching the intruder in my garage.
Oh, no, you have not.
I could save it for tomorrow.
Why not now? We've got 35 minutes to kill.
So, ever since I was in Washington, D.C., and my wife caught a stalker sitting outside her window, we have an alarm system. And, he knew it. Guy knew it was Big Barda.
Yeah, we've all thought it was Big Barda.
Yeah. Never mind the fact I thought it was. That's who I thought it was.
You just thought it was a sexy lady.
Ah, and I got to look at her.
It's a lady.
Hello, lady. Ah. So we always have this alarm system. And anyways, we're watching Frasier, and all of a sudden we hear the alarm go off. I go, oh, crap. So I get up and turn the alarm off, because when the siren goes, it's scary. And then I notice it doesn't say where the alarm was. And I think, well, that's odd. So, usually we've had like the wind blow open a door and things like that.
You can plug it into. Hold on.
Oh, take it. Anyways, screw him. I'll continue the story.
Yeah, Joe continues.
So, what happens is, I think it's weird. So I go up, I look, the door's not open. And then
Use either of those.
I think, this isn't right, because it should say where the alarm is, what zone it's in, and then I go and I reset it.
Now you are on YouTube.
Yes, we are.
I'm also recording.
So we're both on YouTube.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm here, I'm there, I'm here. Oh, I'm confused.
Imagine someone's watching both
I
at the
had
same
no
time.
idea I was so good looking. He probably could have fixed your microphone problem earlier.
Probably.
Anyways, so I figured, you know what? I'm just going to go out and look. I'm in my bathrobe. Chris is in her, whaties.
Her bathrobe.
And what ends up happening is I open the door and I'm looking, turn on the light, turn around, and there's this kid sitting there, and my brain short circuits because I'm not expecting to see a human being in my garage. And I just go into my TSA angry mode. Out! Get! Oh, I thought this place was abandoned. Get out! And as I'm walking inside, because this is like every frickin' nightmare I've ever had, is where there's somebody bad and you ain't gonna have time to yell for help.
Yeah.
Oh, the person wasn't armed. He was like wearing this mask, so all you see was like this. And I think he was probably crapping his pants at this time too, because he didn't think he'd be discovered.
Well, and the alarm.
Well, he didn't even know he set the alarm. What he did, he opened the garage door, shut it. That set the alarm, and that's why it never registered which zone went off, because it's like it reset. Hey, it's Captain America and Spider-Man. They fought in Secret Wars, but they're friends here. I'm up on the steps, and the kid's coming out, and I'm like, oh, crap, is he going to rush me? And as I'm walking out, I'm yelling, Chris, call the police, in the same voice I was using. And he stops, and, oh, I thought this place was abandoned. I didn't realize that this guy's giving me bullshit. And I go, Chris, get my gun. I'm tired of this shit. And I walk in the house, and I'm like, I just want to get away from this guy. Because I'm like, I don't know what he's going to do. Chris is calling the police, and there's a delay between calling the police and by the time you get to them, and I'm pumped on adrenaline, and they're trying to get a description, and I can't talk, and I said he's probably my height, seemed like a Caucasian guy, and blah 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 blah. So they send a cop, and we're like, what do we do? Do we wait? Do we go? And finally we hear a knock on the door, and it's a police officer, and they take the report.
Give it a second here.
It's Lisa.
Oh, she's not going to yell. Go ahead.
And anyway, so they bring me in, and they're like, well, what happens with, or did he take anything? And I'm kind of like, I had just spent the whole day, ripping the garage apart, looking for stuff to donate to the con, and so oddly enough, I had been through.
Hi guys.
That's okay. Joe's telling the story.
Nah,
It's story time.
Oh, I'm sorry, what? Anyways, distracted. And
There you go.
I need a drink. I picked the wrong week to give up grape juice.
Suddenly, it takes a PG-13 twist.
Which is a better one than what we do, but we just swear a lot.
I didn't do it. We?
Anyways,
We?
the cops are concerned, is anything missing? I'm like, no, fortunately we just stored junk in our garage, which is true. The only thing I could say, he was looking at an old Brothers printer that was there because it doesn't work. So
Too bad he didn't take that.
he left, they're looking for the guy, but I mean, it's probably about 15 minutes between me interrupting him and the time the cops get there. So this guy's probably long gone thinking I'm hot on his breath with a non-existent gun. The cops are like, yeah, it was a pretty good bluff. I said, yeah, I told him I was getting my gun, and I don't have one, but I just wanted to get away from him and didn't want him attacking me. You don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm paranoid now. I mean, so I'm the next day, it's about noon. I'm driving down the alley, and there's a bike sitting alongside my garage. I don't know where this bike came from. So I call the cops, and I say, yeah, there's a bike. Is it a yellow racer bike that says Leinenkugel? I don't know. Hang on a second. My God, it is. Yeah, someone just called and reported it's stolen. I said, well, it's next to my garage. I gave him the address. Oh, yeah, it was from a garage 4 doors down from mine.
Oh.
So, and they're saying, okay, well, we'll send the cops out to get it. And I'm paranoid thinking, I don't want this bastard coming back getting his bike. So I pick it up, put it in the back. And I go and I'm starting to work on the eBay stuff, And I look up and the bike's gone. I go, oh shit, I hope it's the cops. I come out and it's the cops.
Oh, that's good.
I tell them the same story, and just thank them for what they do. And they just walk the bike down to the guy, because what had happened is he didn't take the bike because he took it out of their garage, which was unlocked with no alarm, and they had a U-bolt on it between the wheel and the frame, so he couldn't ride it. So yeah, it's abandoned my ass. So I'm gunning for you, you shithead. So much for RPG.
Let me tell you something, brother.
But I mean, it was like full-on Kray, just But I'm not a violent guy. I'm not going to attack the guy. I kept telling him it could have gone worse. I mean, if that guy was armed or nuts, but
Joe's brain just shut down. Yes, thank you for shutting down Joe's brain.
oh,
And then tomorrow you're going to be dressed as the Joker, correct?
No, just myself.
Oh, what?
I'll be wearing my steampunk outfit.
ooh,
Will it be low
steampunk.
cut? Then you'll need to be on the show.
Make sure she's next to us next con.
I have a feeling that, none of us have any control over that. I think there's a certain artist.
There is a Tales from the Shop related to how I also obtained a stolen bike.
Why there is.
But I'll save that for tomorrow. Mainly because I can't talk and eat cookies. I better not.
having supper soon.
As we talk about Corey being the vegan, but they usually have something.
Yeah, they have veggie burgers.
They're feeding us steak. And so what we're going to do is we're going to shut down this podcast and get our ass up there and get in line first. Because that's the type of rat bastards we are.
Well, Joe, did you have fun today?
No, it's a drag. Wait a minute. Sorry, I went to Bizarro World. Yes, it was actually pretty cool. I mean, like I said, I went crazy yesterday buying stuff, wearing out my poor kneecaps on this concrete floor. And then today I just wasn't in a buying mood. And I think I told Corey, you know, my daughter hustled me right live on this here podcast.
$20.
And that was out of the $20.
$20.
Wow. Oh, sorry, she beat me to you.
Damn it!
Yeah, that's the way it goes. You can have this phone.
I'd rather have the $20.
Yeah, I'd rather not have.
There's a wallet there. What's in the wallet?
Ooh.
Sharon left her money.
She did.
Sharon left her money. Joe, let's go
That
spend.
is a thrift store dollar.
Let's go spend her money.
I'm afraid there's not much in here.
We could buy cinnamon rolls.
We might pay for parking at the restaurant. What restaurant did we hit last night? What was it?
Acadia?
Acadia. Yep.
Acadia?
Acadia. Acadia.
Call your daughter over
Dana, what was the name of the restaurant we went to? Acadia. You were right the first time.
there.
So
Really great grilled cheese sandwich.
That's a nice little ambiance bar. It's really cool because it's just within walking distance of Dana's house, so she could get shit-faced anytime she wants and want to stumble home. I got nothing near my house, which is probably for the best.
I haven't gotten shit-faced in forever. Because I work out all the time.
Yeah, and usually I'm driving. And I let Chris, have a couple.
Although
Sometimes I get lucky.
The 2 times I've gotten so drunk I got blackout drunk. Not you. Her.
She was, or because of her. Yes, I
One
remember
was
that.
because of, and the other was with her.
Because Scott Gelton and I were trying to get Corey home. And imagine this in parking lot, totally
Well,
freaking
hold
empty.
on. This was my birthday
One pole in the middle, and Corey kept walking towards it.
because they were holding me and guiding me toward
He's
it.
like, how the hell does he know? He was Blitz Creek drunk.
Because Scott told me.
Scott would lie to be your friend. Not
No.
me.
No.
Nope.
And then there was one time where Jen wanted to see me drunk. And she just kept feeding me drinks.
That was that hickey you had for a few months. Interesting.
Yeah, and my vacuum cleaner never worked right after
It
that.
never did. That sucks.
That was pre-cat.
Ooh.
I didn't have a cat at that point.
Oh, I thought you meant Cat, the dominatrix
No.
in San Diego.
No.
Never mind, that's a different.
No.
That's Corey's story. Maybe you should have a podcast called Corey's Story.
I have podcasts about my story. We got Mark with us.
Mark!
Some idiot said that we were going to podcast for 8 hours. I got to find out who he is and beat his ass.
Chocolate chip cookie? Corey made them. They're really good. Kind of an appetizer for the steak we're going to eat soon.
How's the con been?
Very cool. Very
Grab
cool.
a chair.
Oh, thank you.
And while you talk, I'm going to go get what I bought from you.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
So how's the convention been? You're debuting Ghoul Scouts.
Right, that we are.
And how's it doing?
Very good. We have sold almost half our copies so far.
Wow.
So
This is a con exclusive we talked about on our podcast.
that it is.
I store in line and go, somebody wrote on it.
Some no good bomb.
Those rat bastards. have just totally degraded the value of that fine comic.
Somebody wrote Stan Lee's name on this comic. What the hell?
One of my favorite stories was somebody had brought an issue up to Fabian Nicieza and asked him, like, hey, will you sign this? And they're like, the person was like, well, will you sign to John Byrne? He was a comic that John Byrne had done. So Fabian wrote, I really like this comic.
I was at a Chicago convention where somebody brought up an entire run of Killraven to Don McGregor to sign. And Don's signing and signing and signing. Then he gets to the fill-in issue, and he just, I won't sign that. Boom. And the fan, you saw his eyes just
It's like, but.
why won't you sign that? Because I didn't write it. I'm sorry.
Well, you should be. How dare you?
And how's the sketching going?
Good. Done a couple commissions today, but yeah, it's like we've been selling books, so that's
Good.
That's the main thing. People
And Steve's having fun?
Steve's having a great time at his first show, so we're having a grand old time, and people are, who've bought a couple issues from us, well, this morning I've already said, oh, it was great, come back,
Cool.
read it during downtime, so yeah, a couple more reviews went online from a couple people.
Oh, wow.
Who had bought the version from C2E2, and so we're getting some good reviews out there.
Good.
That's what
Getting some traction.
Definitely. So we are excited.
And then tomorrow it's a little bit slower,
But that's okay.
but that's when you get your commissions done.
Yes. So I have my list is open. So if anybody wants, come and get a commission.
And he does draw more than Minions.
I do. In fact, I drew Blade as a Green Lantern this morning.
Oh, now that's a good one.
Someone was like, I want, pick any character you want. I want him as Green Lantern. And I'd already kind of started a little warm-up piece, and I'm like, let's go to Blade. It's like, Blade would make an awesome Green Lantern. So I'm going to do Blade as a Green Lantern. So that's
cool.
what I did. That's what I love about the show. I get all the really cool commission ideas. It's like, all right.
No creepy ones here. No, that's good.
No animals with the heads of humans on them. Yeah.
Although Tim Kaiser is back to requests again. Yeah, people know Tim. People know Tim. Well, cool. Thanks for stopping by. I think we've only got like a couple minutes left, so Joe and I are going to wrap up.
Good. Go wrap up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Holy cow. Comic artist
I'm not
sweat.
that dusty.
Have another cookie if you want. Otherwise, I'll eat them all.
I still haven't eaten this one yet.
Yeah, it's kind of hard on the teeth, but they're good. All right.
We got a couple minutes left, so I thought we'll just wrap up.
Here, you have your water. I'll have mine. Notice we switched chairs again. There'll be a prize for anybody who can count how many times we switched chairs. Probably from my vast accumulation of crap.
3-card Monty on never mind.
I picked it.
Let's see if we have any final notes or anything. Yep, that's Jen. Yep, that was Jen. Corey needs food. Get your asses in line.
I wonder about that because he never really eats your own cookies. I have yet to see you eat a cookie. Hey, Nancy Guy says it's freaking and geeking time.
We'll do the freaking and geeking tomorrow.
Oh, we can do one now.
Nah, we got to wrap up in about 5 minutes. I know that we're closing a little early, but I got to get everything put away.
I tried, Matt. Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow we'll do freaking and geeking about the convention itself. So there'll be.
Won't stop me from singing no more.
She's been dancing, not the whole time, but a vast majority of it. And I could watch that all day.
I told you if you put ointment in your shoes.
Well, you're the one who said to use icy hot.
More as an aphrodisiac. Perhaps I've said too much.
Yes, you have.
Show the people the latest book killer you bought.
I have talked a little about it. I think I showed it.
It's so freaking big.
For $35, the Oz Omnibus.
Oh, good. How do you play the mic? Jeez. That's why we do an audio podcast, folks. It's beautiful. The book, not the podcast.
How many pages? Does it tell me how many pages? I don't think it tells me how many pages. Because it's...
Have a cookie. Chocolate chip.
Why, thank you.
Help yourself. Here's your chocolate chip.
Are you Joe?
Snickerdoodles.
This is
Those
Joe.
are,
Sit down, Joe.
Hi, Joe. I'm
you
Steve.
doing, Steve?
I talked
Good to
with
meet
you
you. We have a seat?
on the show a while back.
You got chocolate chip Snickerdoodles and you got some with bacon in it.
But I'm
You
way
gotta
too,
come in
I'm way too
you gotta come
doughy
in
to
the
be
camera
on.
gear.
I'm way too doughy to be on camera.
Yeah, but everybody knows who you is because you talked about.
See? Why, thank you. What are these?
These are Snickerdoodles.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
No, it's all you. You're on.
Oh,
your
it's me.
podcast.
Hi.
I'm out of here. I'm going to get gas. All right, I got gas. How's the con going for you?
Pretty good. It's a neat show. It's a little cold, but otherwise I'm doing well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And this morning the door was open. It's like 38 degrees outside.
It was it was chilly.
51 now, so we get a little warmer.
So, are you guys having a good show?
What'd you
Have
say?
you been recording?
We started at 10. We're gonna finish in a few minutes.
How much hours was this?
8.
Oh, 8 hours.
Whose bright idea
Do you
was
think
that?
someone would watch all of that?
No.
Would you watch all of
I'd
that?
have to
What?
wait and watch it.
What would you watch 8 hours of?
And all of the animations.
Okay, so 8 hours of animation.
Now you're talking.
We're starting a new poll, so tell everybody we want to know what they would watch 8 hours of.
I already watched 8 hours of. Must be 8. I don't know.
So you gotta go in a load.
Most of this is mine.
Excellent.
So do you know people are watching you right now?
Is it 5 right now?
Yes, it's on YouTube, right?
It is. I've been enchanted.
Would you like to tell people what you got? I can get up and you can have my seat.
I got a lucky catch. And
It's great to have you here.
it mostly likes to work in dark and light.
I hope I wasn't too much of a weasel stealing a cookie.
Yeah.
What other cool stuff did you get?
Remember I told you on Twitter.
Or it's all tied up, isn't it?
I apologize for my very existence. You'll realize that one day. That's part of who I am.
Mouse, cool.
When you open it,
Neither.
Then there's something.
I'm Midwestern.
So am I. I'm from here.
it's in a bag.
Then again, you know, I'm rural. So we're all.
Right here.
I got a tractor to go through.
Right here.
I was born in Pekin, Illinois, so I feel like I have a lot to apologize just having been born there.
Unbeknownst to you, you've been live podcasting for the last 8
No,
months.
it's very announced to me.
Okay, actually,
Right
worse
across
than
from
both of
us.
those.
I know.
Pretty cool.
I
A
know.
few people come over to actually.
I remember
Oh!
today,
Well, I figured
that's
if you're
cool.
sitting there for 10 minutes, I might as well show you.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I was like, okay, I got to make sure I don't pick my nose.
Oh, don't worry, I covered all that.
Oh, good. Editing, because you're live, right? Yeah.
And they were serious.
I'm like, okay, maybe I should smile instead of scowling all the time. Just ignore that.
So,
He has no
check
power
out the
here.
upstairs, you think?
Yeah, I figured you were live because as soon as you went on, you said, and we're live, and we're live. And I went, what? And then I read, oh, Crazy Comics and Stories podcast.
And then about a couple minutes we decided that while they're watching us against the wall, we turn this around. And
There's all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, that's when I had to start to make sure that I was
It is
doing okay.
bar.
Yeah, I do face painting. My husband actually writes the comic Kill All Monsters, and he does the blog. That's not my husband, that's my son. He's 14 and he does his own drawings and actually has created some graphic novels, which he sells here. And so for many years, it was like, this was my husband's thing. It was Mike's thing. He always went to the Comic-Con, and I was husbandless for a weekend. Okay. And then David was born, and I would bring him around to the Comic-Con. I'd dress him up, you know, Spider-Man or whatever, and show him off. Oh yes, that's my husband's comic that he writes. Yep. And then David started to get older, and he said, I want to hang out at the Comic-Con with Dad. And I was like, okay. And the first year I missed them because I was all by myself at home. So I came and I visited them, and that was fun. But, you know, I thought, well, what can I do, you know, as a creator to, like, you know, make my time go faster instead of just sitting there like a dutiful wife. I thought, you know what, I love to paint, so I'm going to face paint. And it was a really nice addition because I get to help people cosplay for here, and I get to touch up paint, and the kids love it.
My daughters are running a charity group behind me. When they were that age,
they're precious. Yeah. Oh, nice.
They probably still love doing it now.
They do.
A little more robust. The Band-Aid's cool.
The Band-Aid's cool.
So
the Band-Aid's cool.
If you were going to put something on that ugly mug over there, my partner Corey,
yep.
How much would it cost?
Oh, it just depends on how much paint, how big the design is. I tell people anywhere from $1 to $10.
How much one it covers your face?
Oh, well, that would be a $10 one.
I'll get some tampons for you. See if I can get him down there. I'll get Butch to hold him still while he paints.
But I pretty much make up whatever you want. So even though I've got some suggestions here, I can take him up a notch or take him down a notch. His whole face could be a singing banana, or he could just have one on his cheek.
That would be interesting. Folks, send us in suggestions what we're going to put on Corey's face tomorrow.
Oh, I'm looking forward to hear what your viewers, listeners have to say. Yeah.
Look forward to watching you there tomorrow.
That's right.
Corey wants a live podcast again tomorrow.
Okay. What? That's a little more difficult. My husband does a lot of podcasting, but he edits a lot of them. And I said to him, hey, have you ever thought about doing it live? And he goes,
tell him to come talk to Corey. I can't really complain because his long-time listeners, when Corey does the editing.
Oh, nice. That's the part that Mike likes the best, too.
I'm the one that tries to derail him. So right now I seem like the nice, calm person. It's not that nice.
You're not the straight man. I see how this works.
That's why I want to get him all painted up tomorrow.
Yeah. Can hardly wait. Send your suggestions in.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
It's time for everybody's favorite part. We switch chairs.
Well, now we really are going to wrap up because it's 5:51.
We want to get in line for that steak.
Well, it's more. I want to pack up the computer and everything. I want to thank everybody.
He left it in my truck last night. He's lucky I didn't put the damn thing on eBay.
Well, we'll talk about that when we do our wrap up.
And
tomorrow.
Don't forget to do what Diane asked.
Let's see, making it a family. Corey's face is Iron Fist. I think I missed something.
You did. Sometimes
what
you
time
should.
do we start tomorrow? We start at 10 a.m., isn't it?
Yes.
10 a.m. we start tomorrow.
The con opens officially at 10. There is a church service which you would have had to already pre-sign up for, so they will let you in at 9 to take part in that. And generally tomorrow is always interesting because there's a party for the guests tonight, and 99% of them will probably drink way too much. And you heard Corey talk about his Jim Shooter stories that he was talking about. So hopefully we'll have some, if we can share them, stories like that tonight.
Well, and I've already, Angel Medina and I always get together to talk Bronze Age comics.
Oh, yeah.
And now that Butch is back, Butch joins in. And it's always fun to talk with Angel about that. I'm trying to get Angel to come over here. I keep wanting to interview Angel. I know he listens to the show. But boy, I'm looking at our guest list for people we're interviewing over the summer, and it's going to be busy.
And it's been so busy just doing this and running around. I haven't even taken the little recorder to go visit people because every time I come by, they're booked. Tomorrow, maybe. If not, that's just the way it goes. We'll have to catch up later.
Jen has stopped dancing.
Yep.
But no, it's been a lot of fun. I've been joking a lot about it, the 8 hours, but really, we've been doing okay. We've been having fun. And I'm looking forward to doing it tomorrow. Maybe we'll get some more people to sit down with us. And maybe I'll get to go around and maybe buy some stuff, although I see that stack of essentials I have. That's enough reading for like a month.
That's some good stuff.
And this Oz book, I'm going to have to read it pretty quick because I know once Jen gets her hands on it, I won't get it back for a long time because it's nearly 1,000 pages of Scotty Young art. And so I want to thank everybody for watching. Hopefully it's going to be up on the internets forever. So if you're watching this in the future, remember, we all are thinking about the future because it's going to be where we spend the rest of our lives.
The future is fun. The future is fair. We may already have one. We may already be there.
And as we say every week, kids, the comic we like the least, we still like better than the comic that you like the most. Joe?
I got no quote in music, so we'll see you tomorrow.